Good morning from my she shed. It's actually a couple weeks later than when I started this video because we took off and went camping for a while. But I've been chomping at my bit to get started on this quilt. So this morning we're ready to go, and the first thing is to warm up the machine. With these long arm machines, it's really important that you warm them up for a while and get everything lubed and going really well. I will insert here some photos of my grandson, Clayton, who came over and took care of oiling and cleaning and servicing my machine. He's been doing that for me. He reads the instruction book and he watches videos and he takes care of servicing my machines. So the first thing is I'm going to start up the machine. I'm going to turn on the power, and what I've learned is because the outlet's way back there and I'm way over here, we put a remote control unit down on the outlet. So all I have to do is this, and my machine is on. The first step is, this is the speed control, and the one over here is the on and off and needle up position controls, right on the handlebars. So it's good to let this thing run for about 5 minutes, get everything lubed up. Then I will thread the machine, put the bobbin case back in, and I'm going to first sample on an extra hunk of fabric set over here to the side, just to make sure all my stitching is correct. I don't like to go too fast. I'm a slow quilter. I do take my time because I'm not going to whip through it and make mistakes. Okay, my machine is threaded up, warmed up, and ready to go. We're going to first work on this little piece of calico on the side, just as a test sample. I always hold my ends before I take off. Okay, we'll speed it up a little bit. I check the bottom tension, or bottom stitching, which is the top tension, and make sure everything looks good. Okay, now through the miracles of modern GoPro technology, I have my camera attached to my handlebar. Let's see how this works. Okay, we are basted all the way around. My machine really doesn't do a true basting stitch. It just stitches it down, but that's okay. It's a very basic machine. This is nothing computerized or fancy. Now my idea is in the cloud areas or sky areas, I'm going to do a meander. And then on the mountains, I'm going to go up and down in zigzag patterns. So first we'll do some meander. I call that puzzle pieces. Here I got one little point. Usually I try to do a circle or a curve. Now this is a good time to feel underneath, see if there's anything that feels unusual. Nope, it's good, so I'm going to keep on going. Okay, I have some sections of the meandering done. Now I'm going to try my mountain stitches. I'm just wondering if I should go to the steady speed instead of the stitch controller. Let's try this. And I thought I'd film a little bit more of the mountain region of the quilt. This gets kind of boring, so I won't film it too long. But right now I'm basting down the side of the fabric. That holds it nicely in place so it doesn't slide around. And now I'm just going to continue doing the up and down motions, making the craggy mountain regions. I'm taking each section, going probably right to left a little bit, left to right for the next section, right to left, and then I can go into the next section. Well, it's another day in the she shed. This time it's a snow day. We got snow overnight, so it's a perfectly good reason to be in my she shed and work on some quilts. Steve's sitting here by the fire, and we have some beautiful snow outside to look at. And now I'm going to work on this next section of the quilt, which now I'm starting the pine trees. And on the pine trees, I'm going to be doing angled zigzags throughout each triangle of the tree. So we'll see how that works out. And some meandering, or as I call them, puzzle pieces, sometimes moose ears, or moose antlers, I suppose. I had somebody ask me if everything on my quilting machine was computerized. No, it's not. Everything's manual. This is me driving it around by these little handlebars, kind of like painting with thread. So no, nothing is computerized. It's all my own motion, called free motion, and my own stitching. So right here, I'm just basting down the edge of the quilt so it doesn't move around. And now I'm working on the pine trees. I'm meandering around the edges where it's the woods, and then diagonals on the trees. So this is all just kind of random sewing wherever I'm steering it. I see that I looped over that edge a tiny bit. There we go. So it's wherever I'm steering it, wherever I'm stitching. And I just ran out of bobbin thread right there. So I will change this bobbin thread and get back to it. What I wanted to mention is what I'm using right now is called speed control. That's this device right here. It's just on and off. The machine runs at a certain set constant speed that I turn the dial to. I need to move the machine in even, smooth movements so the stitches remain all about the same. They're not exactly perfect, but they're close. You know, it takes practice to do that. There is one slightly computerized part of this machine back here. There's a box that is called a stitch regulator, and that has little connections, let me set this down, to some wheels underneath on this carriage that the machine sets on and runs on the rails. Those little wheels are called encoders, and it sends a little computerized signal to that box back there. That will allow the machine to either stitch faster as I move it faster or stitch slower as I move it slower. It's called stitch regulation. And normally I would use that, but every time I come up and down to a point, it seems to kind of miss the corner stitch. So that's why I'm not using that. But that's really as computerized as it gets. It just helps the flow of the stitches, keeping them even sized while I'm stitching. So right now I need to raise this up, raise up my needle, cut away my top thread here, and roll it all the way down to the other end to change to my next bobbin underneath thread. Then I can start stitching again. Okay, my bobbin is changed and I'm ready to go again. I thought I'd change the camera angle a little bit here. Little meander. And there we go. I'm ready to move on now down the quilt. Well, in quilting, you got to show the good with the bad and the bad with the good. Here I am at the end of the quilt. Look at that. It's coming up over the roller. Problem is, my batting is a little too short. I'm short by about 1.5 inches. And really, it's not my fault. This is the factory edge of the rolled batting I put on. And it's just a very rugged edge. I didn't cut it like this. The cut side's over here. This is off the roll when I buy this quilt batting in these big 20-yard rolls. And I didn't realize the edge was that rough and rugged. But I realize it now, but I have a fix for that. This is called batting tape. And I ordered more of this. I've used up what I had, so here's a new package. You use this. It's an iron-on fusible tape that's one-sided that you put on, let's see here. Let's see if there we go. Okay. And you iron this on between the new batting and the old batting. Let me just slide that back a little bit here. Here to here. And you iron that on and it fuses it together. And it's a very lightweight tape that's easy to sew through, and it doesn't add bulk to the quilt. So I just have to cut this edge nice and straight and fuse on the new one with my iron. Okay, here I am binding the tape down. I have the two edges butted up against each other. I found it's easier just to set the iron into place rather than rubbing it back and forth. It binds better this way. And that's how I'm binding on this much more batting to be able to finish the quilt. Okay, I'm at the very end of the quilt, and it's very fitting that it's winter solstice and it's still December 21st. Even though it is at nighttime, I'm finishing it off. But it worked. And there we are, finished winter solstice. Let me move the camera on winter solstice. Here we go, cutting the last of the quilt free from the frame. Okay, are you ready, Steve? Keep pulling. Ta-da! Okay, we're going to try to hold it up in the air. Okay, I'll get better pictures of this tomorrow in the daylight. But here is our grand reveal. I'm not as tall as you. Here, hold it up like that. Okay, grab it halfway to show the lower half. Ta-da! Here we go. It's time to put North to Alaska quilt on the bed. Let's see, here's the tag that I just sewed on. Embroidered by my friend Connie. Okay. This is December 31st and it's cold outside. Steve started up the motorhome to give it a warm-up run. And at the same time, we can bring out the quilt. Throw pillows. And these are reversible on both sides. I made two little throw pillows. There we go. Oh, I'm so proud of this quilt. It's kind of neat to do one for us. Usually I do quilts and sell them or give them to friends. So it's kind of nice to have one for ourselves. And it's plenty long down the sides for a drape. Plenty long on the end for long pokey feet. And plenty long at the top to go over our double pillows. Okay, we're all ready to go north to Alaska. And again, I know I said it before, but it's pretty cool that I completed this quilt on Winter Solstice, which that's the name of the pattern from Carey, Winter Solstice. And all the fabrics are Stonehenge fabrics made by Northcott. And they're all their naturals and blenders. And each one has a different print, such as like granite, marble, tree bark. This one's my favorite. So there we go. We're ready to take off.